Aloha, I'm Kimo Hussey, and this is Tobias Elof, who's from Denmark. Tobias has been here for a while trying to learn as much as he can about ukulele. So we in Hawaii are trying to help him as best we can. And what I'd like to do is talk to Toby a little bit about what he has learned while he has been in Hawaii. You notice that Toby is playing a song that goes a little bit slower, generally, than what we're accustomed to hearing on the ukulele. I think it's a wonderful way to play because slow music has a totally different character. And by playing slow and softening things up just a little bit, it permits the ukulele to breathe. And we are able to present ourselves opportunity to hear it. Very nice, Toby. What did you play for us?
It was a Danish lullaby called Solen er så rød, mor. It means the sun is so red, mom. It's a kind of a sad song in some way.
It's a reflective song.
Reflective song,
yeah.
And it's a song that is so fantastic because everyone in Denmark knows it. So when you play it, everyone gets touched by it.
And you know what? Even if any song is sad, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
one of the wonderful things about music, and certainly ukulele would apply, is just being able to express an emotion.
Yeah, it's any kind of feeling.
Yeah. So, first of all, just an expression of the music that you do. How has your visit to Hawaii affected that in any way? Has that helped you to learn more about what we call a music interpretation? Yes?
Yeah, a lot. To get a perspective of Hawaiian music, it's like you understand also how the weather affects the music, how the people are in general, like
right.
compared to Denmark, and how it combines with the music.
And just like...
good perspective.
So right. And it's expression of an emotion, which is really kind of good, and this idea of expression transcends countries.
Yeah.
Because one of the wonderful things about ukulele is that it is worldwide.
Yeah.
And you are at the point where you come here from Denmark, looking to learn about some things, so you can go back to Denmark and strengthen the program that you've started there.
Yeah.
So we talked about emotions. Let's talk a little bit about what you've been able to learn about the different styles and kinds of ukuleles. For example, there are like sopranos, and concerts,
that's amazing.
Tenors, and the low G and high G and baritones.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about anything you've learned in Hawaii with regard to the different types of ukuleles?
That's so many different sounds it can make. It can be so bright, it can be so mellow, only and the spectrum in between. It can be loud and it can be more soft in a way. And all the different style of ukuleles, you can play any kind of style with it. Actually, it's just you have ukuleles that fit different kind of music, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thought because the way what you've just mentioned, the way I take it is that you can actually choose to play a certain instrument based not only on its sound, but the kind of emotion that you can elicit from that instrument based on what you mentioned previously about a sad emotion, a reflective emotion.
Yeah.
Because certainly, with regard to ukuleles, the strings that you use on the ukulele,
also the strings,
and the tunings really change the sound a lot. You can have a really bright sound with a high G, or not so bright with a low G. A very, very mellow sound with the baritone ukulele.
Also with the tuning, I learned that a lot of people, there's different way of tuning. Like I think Benny tunes down and to like guitar style tuning, and then Byron, he's even more down. I think there's so many way of playing with it. It's fantastic.
So fair to assume that one of the things you can take back to our Danish friends is, hey, you know what? there are not too many traditional rules in ukulele in terms of not only how you play, but the kind of instrument that you play.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that you do, trying to grow ukulele in Denmark, is to teach your people not only how to play the instrument, but to teach them about instruments.
Yeah, teach them to listen and that's the one thing I really learned here. Like, you take me around to the factories and just like in order to like comparing how it's built and how it affects the sound. It's been an amazing trip to find out of that. Because,
okay. What else in your mind have you learned while you've been here in Hawaii? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I learned like the Hawaiian style, just how it sounds and the basics of it. It's more like, it has been a lot of like a tacit learning. It's just experiencing and watching people and walk around and like.
How do you take a certain style that you've been exposed to, and when you go back to Denmark and you're teaching people, how do you take a style and translate that into technique that you're teaching?
How to take a style and translate it into technique?
What kinds of techniques do you go back and talk to people about as they're learning to play?
Like, you mean right hand technique or
left hand technique?
Left hand technique.
Yes.
Yeah, it's any kind of technique is just a tool to express emotions. So
good for you. I like that. Remember that. Any technique is to express emotion.
It's like it's a tool. It's only a tool, and if you only have a tool, it's like only having a hammer and not being able to build anything because you don't have. You only have the tools. You don't have the music or the creativity or the feelings. You have to have the both of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Perhaps we can take that idea. I think you're right, and I love that idea.
Yeah.
And use that as a means of kind of closing this, and that is, people. I think that technique, just raw technique, is one thing, but that technique, when we're learning to play the ukulele, should never, ever be void of the goal. And the goal, in terms of what we're learning, is always an emotional one. It is always linked, I think, to an emotion that we gain from playing the ukulele. Can you play us another song?
The same one or
just a kind of nice little lullaby-ish song. People, this is the goal. The goal is to take everything and anything that we can learn about ukulele and transfer it technique-wise into sound. And in the course of doing that, if we practice diligently, we can take that sound and produce a certain emotion and enjoy that emotion. Thank you so much.